Well, this will be the first official video for ECS Talk, where we're going to be talking about the endocannabinoid system and the wonders that it brings into the human body. I was going to do a live stream, but you got to wait 24 hours till you can do your first official live streaming with YouTube, and I just made this new account, so we're just going to do just start it out and do something simple, and then we'll probably upload this and go from there. So, and my challenge to me will be that I'm uploading a video every day talking about a different component of the endocannabinoid system off all the knowledge that I have accumulated over, well, it's really been about 15 years since I took the journey with cannabis, and it's been a journey. We'll definitely have to do a few videos on talking on where I started and where we've gotten to. So, but today we're going to start with talking about actually the book I'm going to be going to often, and I definitely have to say thanks to you, Blushing, for this book. Cannabis Health Index is an amazing book that goes into some great detail on how this plant interacts with us and how different diseases in it are kind of, just has a ton of great research. But we're going to talk about, I'm going to flip to the picture I want to show, and then we're going to get a little bit into, yeah, here we go. So, and we're going to get into this, and I want to make sure, yeah, and we're going to talk about acetylcholine, anandamide, indigenous cannabinoids, indigenous opioids, GABA, oxytocin, serotonin, let's see, what's got them all memorized, dopamine, epinephrine, cortisol, glutamate, vasopressin, and norepinephrine. So, in each one of those, I'm going to go through them one more time. Acetylcholine is the molecule within us that helps us remember. I remember is the word for that. Anandamide is I am at ease. Indigenous opioids is I feel so good when the pain stops. Gamma aminobutyric acid, or GABA, I am melting. Oxytocin, I feel for you. Serotonin, and that's the hug molecule. Serotonin, I am happy. And those molecules are what are considered or associated with our expansive emotions. And then the next set of molecules are our constricting emotions, and that's epinephrine, I am afraid. Dopamine, I am motivated. Norepinephrine, I am attentive. Cortisol, I am stressed. Glutamate, I am excited. And vasopressin, I am aggressive. So each one of these molecules within are some of the pieces that help make up our endocannabinoid system. And I've got some mantras associated with each one, so we're gonna go over that. So for acetylcholine, I am sharp, focused, and my mind is clear. I embrace learning and memory with ease. For anandamide, I am in harmony with my body's natural bliss. I embrace joy and balance in my life. For endogenous opioids, I am pain-free and filled with joy. My body naturally heals and feels good. For GABA, I am calm, centered, and at peace. My mind is quiet and my body is relaxed. For oxytocin, I am connected, loved, and trusting. I embrace the warmth of human connection. For serotonin, I am happy, positive, and at peace. My mind is balanced and my spirit is light. For dopamine, I am motivated, focused, and achieving my goals. I find joy in the journey and celebrate my successes. For epinephrine, I am calm, centered, and in control. I face challenges with clarity and composure. For cortisol, I am resilient and calm. I can handle stress with grace and return to balance. For glutamate, my mind is sharp, clear, and balanced, and I learn and remember with ease. For vasopressin, I am hydrated, balanced, and in harmony with my body's needs. and for norepinephrine, I am alert, focused, and ready to take on the day with clarity. Those are mantras, and as we'll go deeper into each one of the molecules and just the endocannabinoid system in general, it's a system we have all within in us. It's technically wasn't actually discovered. The CB1 and CB2 receptors that were discovered wasn't until the 90s. I mean, THC it wasn't until I've got another book that goes that where is it? That's over there. But I've got a lot of books on cannabis and health and all the good things. So, but it wasn't until 1964 that the actual THC molecule was first, discovered, and the CB1 and CB2 receptors, which interact with the THC molecule. And we also are aware of many of the other molecules like CBD, cannabidiol, CBN, which is what happens when THC, as your cannabis gets older, THC degrades into CBN. So I can explain really quickly. A real big reason why people might say, "Oh, my cannabis makes me sleepy." Well, that's can a lot of times be based off of the actual age of the cannabis. If it's really old cannabis and a lot of the THC kind of is like fresh fruit, like when you pick fruit, you pick it when it's too ripe, and you gotta, like with cannabis, you gotta cure it, get it to that right state, and then if you keep on letting it just hang out, and even in the book that I was just reading, it's like when they have those big old hash balls, like the outside of it would lose its potency, but actually the inside would actually still be at a higher THC rate. So as cannabis gets older, it turns into CBN and cannabinol. I'm saying that right, yeah. Is what is actually helps with the sleep. So as we know with CBD, which is I'm going to say is my favorite molecule within the cannabis plant, cannabidiol, that is the one that actually goes past the CB1 and CB2 receptors and gets down into your enzyme levels and does lots of cool stuff. As we'll discuss, if you kind of understand the structure of cannabinoids, actually we start with CBG is actually is a precursor cannabinoid that either turns into THC or CBD, and then of course the cannabinoids from there, from everything from CBC to THCV, like tetrahydrocannabivarin, or the V suite, and I like to call also that the C suite, like CBD, CBC, and CBG are each one of those molecules and cannabinoids plays a different role, and when it comes and interacts with your body. And the same thing with terpenes like myrcene and caryophyllene and linalool and limonene and also your flavonoids. All those pieces play different parts in when they come into your endocannabinoid system. But taking care of your endocannabinoid system through mindfulness, reading mantras, eating healthy, and I can say definitely having the right amount of omega-3s and omega-6s in your body makes your body that system. It runs off a lot of the fats, and so it's like you got to make sure you have your right amount of nutrition in your body so that your own endocannabinoid system can function at its proper use. And something I always like to point out to my younger users, like once you hit about that age 25, between 25 and 30 is when it doesn't turn off, but it isn't on as much, the endocannabinoid system. So if you have been using it heavily, let's say in your teenage years, and as you get into your 20s, you want to take a break. Like, stop using it. Wait, like, I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't until 27 and I had a massive head injury and I had to leave the state of Utah and go to California to get my medical card that I started using this plant to, heal instead of getting stuck on what I would say could have been a bad day with Big Pharma and the way it was getting pushed back in 2010 and at that time. So I'm grateful for my journey, and I'm hoping to share my experiences and knowledges here on this channel with all of you. So spirit name is Dream, and welcome to Endocannabinoid System Talk, or ECS Talk.